They're judging you. You're not good enough. Don't try.
All right, let's get right into it. We're going to talk about something every single one of us has felt, that fear of judgment. Today, we are going to tear that fear apart and figure out how to stop letting other people's opinions run your life, and, more importantly, how to build a confidence that is 100% yours. I mean, really think about it for a second. That great idea you had in a meeting but never said out loud, that video you recorded but never posted, or that dream you have that you've barely whispered to anyone. Yeah, we've all been there. That little moment of hesitation, that tiny voice in your head that goes, but what will they think? That's exactly what we're going to dismantle today. And this, right here, is why this matters so much. See, it's not just about missing one little opportunity. When you hand over the remote control to your self-worth to somebody else, you start a slow fade. You begin chipping away at the very core of who you are. Your voice gets just a little bit quieter, your dreams get a little smaller, you start to shrink. I've always thought of this fear as an invisible cage. You can't see the bars, but man, can you feel them. They're built out of what-ifs and maybes, what they might say, what they might think. And that cage, as invisible as it is so powerful at keeping you stuck right where you are. And these moments, they're universal, aren't they? It doesn't matter if it's something small, like just speaking your mind in a meeting, or something huge, like finally going after that big, scary dream. The fear of judgment shows up for both. It's the exact same fear, just wearing a different outfit. And it's a progress killer at every single level. Okay, so let's pull back the curtain on the critics for a minute. You know, it feels so deeply personal when someone judges you, right? But what if I told you that 99% of the time it has absolutely nothing to do with you? Let's decode what's actually going on. And here is the absolute truth of it. Judgment is a mirror. It's not a window into you, it's a mirror reflecting them. So when someone criticizes your ambition, what you're often seeing is a reflection of their own fear. When they don't get your journey, it's because they're looking at your map with their own limited directions. Their judgment is their story, never, ever yours. I really want you to let this one sink in. Maybe even write it down. Your value as a human being is not up for negotiation. It doesn't go up or down based on somebody else's mood or their own insecurities. Their opinion is just a piece of data about them. Your worth, that's a constant. Now, let's get real about the cost of living inside that invisible cage. This isn't a one-time fee. Oh no, it is a tax you pay every single day, and it slowly, quietly drains you of the most precious resource you have, your belief in yourself. This is what that slow erosion looks like in real life. Every single time you choose to stay quiet because you're afraid, you're sending a message to yourself. And that message is, their potential opinion is more important than my actual growth. You literally teach yourself that staying small is safer than being seen. And that is a truly dangerous lesson to learn. Now, this might sound a little harsh at first, but I promise you this is the most freeing idea we're going to talk about. Think about it. If you're going to be judged anyway, judged for trying, judged for not trying, judged for succeeding, judged for failing, well, doesn't that just make judgment totally irrelevant? You might as well just do the thing you want to do, right? You can't win the game of pleasing everyone, so the only real move is to stop playing. And that brings you to a choice. Every single day, you're standing at a fork in the road. One path, well, it's paved with the approval of others. It can feel smooth at first, but it just leads you in circles. The other path is all about your growth. It's probably going to be a bit rockier, but it's the only path that actually leads you forward. And you can't walk down both at the same time. You gotta choose. Okay, so we've looked at the problem from every angle. We get it. Now, let's talk about the solution. And this isn't some fluffy advice like, just be more confident. No, this is a practical, actionable blueprint, a set of steps you can actually follow to build and, just as importantly, protect your inner strength. Here they are, the 5 pillars of our blueprint. Stop seeking approval. Focus on your progress. Limit negative voices. Take small, brave actions. And finally, change your inner voice. You see the key here? They are all actions. Confidence isn't some magical feeling you just wait around for. It is the result you create through what you do. Let's start with step 1. This simple phrase, this is your new mantra. Real lasting confidence doesn't come from 1,000 likes online or 100 compliments from friends. It comes from the quiet, powerful internal decision that you are enough just as you are, right now. Say it to yourself. The only approval that has any real weight is your own. For step 2, this is a game changer. It's a simple question, but it's a profound shift in focus. You're changing the scoreboard. You're moving the goalposts from something you can't control, other people's opinions, to something you absolutely can control, your own progress. Am I just a little bit better or further along than I was yesterday? That's a question you can actually answer. Now for step 3, and this one is so important. Your mental and your emotional energy, it's not an infinite resource. Every minute you waste worrying about what some negative person thinks is a minute you can't spend building your dream. You have to become a ruthless guardian of your energy. Curate who you listen to, put the negative voices on mute. And this is the heart of step 4. You cannot think your way into being confident. You have to act your way into it. Every single time you do something that scares you, even just a little, you're doing a rep for your confidence muscle. It gets stronger with every small, brave action you take. That's how it's built. And last but not least, step 5. Let's be honest, the biggest, harshest critic usually lives right between our own 2 ears. You have to become the coach for your own mind. So when that little fear-based voice pops up, don't try to fight it, just reframe it. What if I fail becomes, what if I grow from this? What if they laugh? Becomes, so what? What if I learn something incredible? So let's just redefine this word for a second. We've been sold this idea that confidence means being fearless or perfect or bulletproof. That's a myth. Real, unshakable confidence is feeling the fear, hearing the potential for judgment, and deciding to do it anyway. Because what you're trying to do is more important than your comfort. I want you to think about the timeline here. A negative comment from someone, that lasts for a moment. But the regret you'll feel from not even trying, the skills you never built, the life you didn't live because you were scared, that stuff is permanent. You have to play the long game. Always prioritize what will matter in 5 years, not what might sting for 5 minutes. And this is really what it all comes down to. I want you to start treating your confidence like it's your most prized possession. You wouldn't just hand your wallet over to a complete stranger on the street, right? So why on earth would you hand over your self-belief? You earned it through every challenge, every struggle, and every win. Protect it. It belongs to you and you alone. So I'll leave you with this question. Not what you're going to do tomorrow or next week or next year. Today. What is one small, grave action you can take to start building that confidence muscle? Send the email. Make the call. Post the art. Your future self is waiting for you to start.